Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Living Life a Life View. I am your host, Dr. Veronica Garcia, and I am joined by a very special person to my heart because I had the beautiful opportunity of collaborating and working a lot with her, Miss Stavovy Bannister. Hi, Kathy.
Hey, how are you? I'm so glad to be working with you again.
I'm so happy to have you in the podcast. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I'm doing good.
Yeah. Kathy, you've had a beautiful, long-standing relationship at Life University. So let's start with what your role is currently and how long you've been at Life.
I'm the Director of the Postgraduate Education, which is continuing education. We do all the CEs that doctors need to renew their licenses on a yearly basis or bi-yearly basis. I've been doing this for 22 years. I've been in postgrad for 22 years. So I've been here, seen a lot of changes over the 22 years, really great changes on campus. It's been a great experience.
I love that. And I mean, to be here for 22 years and still go, I hope that it has to have been a beautiful experience. And
yes, it has been.
It's been I love Life University. I've been involved with Life University for about 14 years now, on and off, which is really weird to me for me to say. But
time flies when you're having fun.
Kathy, you mentioned continuing education. So let's backtrack. A lot of times when people don't realize when we graduate, we take in our boards, we pass them, we apply for our state licenses. We finally got the piece of paper that says that we're legally okay to practice. But then we also have to maintain it. So tell me a little bit about what continuing education is.
Well, what the Postgraduate Department does is we apply to the different state boards for CE credits for different seminars that are being presented. And the thing is, the different boards have different regulations. They have different requirements. They have different times that you have to have the applications in. There's different prices for each one. California, outrageous, $116 per hour just to apply to California. So a lot of people are staying away from applying for California right now. Yeah. So what our department does is we have to know the changing regulations. We have to know if they decide they're going to be non-submittal, or they're going from 60 days to 90 days, or changing their prices from 69 to 129. Yeah. So we keep up with all of that. We also put together the Life Vision Extravaganza, which before it went off campus was a tremendous event on campus that took up 13 rooms on campus, and it was a tremendous amount of people helping. Luckily, moving it off campus takes a lot of the pressure off everybody who's working. We still are working really hard, but we're not putting in 15, 16-hour an and running like crazy, which you know since you have done it with me.
Wow. But Life Vision Extravaganza, it's such an easy and just beautiful experience because we're surrounded by a lot of people that I may have graduated with or passed by on the hallways when I was in school, and now seeing them in practice and checking in with them, kind of like a homecoming experience, is really, really nice. But more importantly, to be able to just walk into the different rooms, get all of your CE credits
in one weekend.
It truly is such a relief.
And Life gives such a great price for that. I mean, over the years, it's slowly worked out, but there's more expenses for us.
Of course.
So, but still, it's the cheapest place where you can get 23, 25 hours of CE credit, because usually even the cheapest is $20 a credit. So even if you get it online, it's still going to cost you more than coming and having all these people around you and feeling the energy that you get when you attend this event.
And in addition to
and the networking.
In addition to the networking, in addition to the classes, there's also more events that you guys put together as well. Like you have different events with the vendors, but also
Thirsty Thursday.
Yeah,
we have Thirsty Thursday where there's hors d'oeuvres and everybody gets a couple free drinks, and it's in the vending area, so you get to go and walk around the vendors and talk to them instead of your brief few half-hour break when everybody's trying to talk to them at the same time and then running back to class. This gives you more time, and it's at a more relaxed atmosphere. And then last year we did the ball on Friday. That was awesome. This year, of course, there's not going to be a gala, but then Saturday we have the event back on campus, which is with our rugby team.
The rugby team.
And then they have the big fireworks and the beer gardens, and Life's band played last year. So it's more than just the CE.
Yeah.
To get people together.
It truly is a homecoming that warms.
Well, that's what this actually started out as. When I started here years ago, this big event that was our homecoming, and it was called homecoming every year. And it wasn't until when Dr. Reekman came in that it changed to Lyceum, and then it changed to fall CE before now it's LVE.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of names, but it's still really a homecoming after all these years.
Amazing. And you can get, so, all right. We have different classes regarding different topics, like anything and everything from ethics and boundaries and coding, documentation.
Well, certain things like that are required for Florida regulations.
Yeah.
They have to have 2 hours of risk management that are ethics, 2 hours of risk management that's medical errors, 1 general risk management, 6 hours of documentation, and 2 hours of Florida law. And that's what they have to get every 2 years. Georgia, you have to get your 4 hours of risk management and 1 Georgia law every year.
Right.
And in both Florida and Georgia, and in a lot of states, you can only get so many hours online. They limit it. In the state of Georgia, you can only get 10 hours, and in Florida, you can only do it if you do all your online 1 year. You have to do everything live the next year.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of things we try to keep up with and stuff. And so when we have alumni calling us, going, "Can you help me with this?
Yeah.
I need to know, what do I need to do?" Or during the event, they come up and said, "What are my regulations? What do I have to have?" And that's why.
And you guys bring out the whole knowledge.
Yeah.
I love that, Kati. Tell me, so you mentioned that this year we'll have the Thirsty Thursday. We're gonna have the rugby game at night, but we did have a date change this year, right? Because we have now, it's September.
It's September instead of October, because we've always done it during the break for our students, and so the teachers and students can come. But they're doing renovations down at the Galleria.
Gotcha.
And when we were looking for a place to have it in those dates, we couldn't find anywhere for those dates, and the only dates we could get were those September dates.
Yeah.
So
it's a little bit earlier, but I think it's really awesome because it also is right hand in hand with Chiropractic's birthday. It is on Founders Day, which is September 18th, and it's something that's like, I get to spend Founders Day
with the Munta.
So it's like-minded individuals. It's really cool.
Yeah, and every year we've been averaging about 1,600 doctors that come every year.
And what's the price range right now?
Right now it's $149 until July 1st, and then it goes up to $179.
Okay.
Unless you're faculty and staff get a discount. And I know they had sent it out once, but if you need that discount code, just call the postgrad office and we'll get it to you.
Thank you. That's amazing. Okay. I'm so excited. I'm going to be again. Tell me, there's other opportunities. Like Postgrad does so much besides just LVE. So let's talk about the other piece of the other continuing education that you guys do.
Well, we do seminars on campus, which are ones that we do. We do CCEP, the Certified Chiropractic Extremity. We've been doing that all 22 years I've been here, and that's a 7-module thing that the students love it, and they can do 6 of them. There's the 7 mods as a student, which is a discounted price. They only have to do 1 as a doctor and they get certified in it.
Oh, that's amazing.
So, and then we have Dr. Ebel, who does a pediatric one. That's one we sponsor. That's done off campus twice a year, and on back here in Georgia twice a year.
This is the PEDX?
It's the pediatric experience. And Tony Ebel's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Extraordinary.
Yeah. and we have sponsored him, and they usually do their second one on campus during LVE. So they're always with us as part of that group too. So he'll teach, and then he'll go and he'll teach in his own class at that same weekend. And they're always at the same hotel with us or on campus with us.
And I know that in the past we've had like an online platform to
we still do.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about that online platform.
That is life.edu. Or you can go to our website and it says online CE, and it's 2 and 4 hour classes. They're broken up into 2 hour classes and 2 hour increments because, like you said, the attention span, you can do 2 hours and be good. You can go in, you sign up, it's $20 an hour. When you go to the website, you would just pick what state you're in, and it would list all the seminars that are approved for your state. So you can pick from that list according to your state.
Okay.
And
easy.
The only thing would be if you have multiple license would be to check on both states to see which ones will carry over to both states. And that way you're not doing double duty.
And double payment.
Yeah, or double payment, right. This way it's the same seminar will be good for CEs in both states. That's one of the biggest things that doctors don't understand is that we don't apply to every state board because of fees and that kind of stuff. So if anybody's ever going to go to a seminar, please check on the website to make sure it's approved in your state. Even though you might like the seminar, you might go to it thinking you're getting CE credit and not, because it hasn't been applied to.
Okay.
And most states you can't go back and apply after it's passed.
Okay.
You know, well, very few will
Allow that.
will allow
A lot
that.
of backtracking.
Right.
A lot of doctors, a lot of people, a lot of it.
Right.
Makes
And that's just one of the biggest problems I've seen with it. And with us, we have what's approved, what's pending. And if you're ever in doubt, just call the office and we'll be more than happy to help you with anything that you need.
I love that. And if there's anybody that's interested in giving a class for CE at Life University or at LVE, what's the process for them applying?
Well, that's usually called a sponsorship. Well, at LVE, it's different. At LVE, our doctors are either doing it for free, they're given their time, or they're being paid just a minimum amount for traveling and staying in a hotel, or some of our faculty are being paid, or we have sponsors. And the sponsors are allowed to have speakers. Of course, we have to approve the program they're going to teach, but they're the ones that pay for their speakers and for them to come and speak here. So it's kind of a 50-50, That's why sometimes you might see the same speaker, for a couple of years. It's because that's what the company is putting out.
Gotcha.
We do try to ask them for different titles and different information, but things like documentation with Dr. Sam Collins, it's documentation.
Yeah.
Georgia law is Georgia law. Florida law is Florida law. So you can only spruce that up so much.
But we've had over the years really extraordinary speakers, like just glued to your seat, glued to the presenter, and just absorbing all this information. So we've had, besides those that are just, you have to check these boxes, things that change, you have to know the thing that changed. Like, besides those, there's also the extremely fun ones. Not saying that those are not fun, guys. But...
And we've had some extraordinary ones over the last few years.
Yes. So do you know of anybody that's coming this year that
I know Dr. Chestnut's coming this year. Dr. Isaac is coming this year. Let's see. I did bring the schedule just in case. Of course, we have Ideed Harrison. Let's see. I'm trying to think of some new ones. Brett Winchester, Mitch Malley will be here.
Nice.
Francis Murphy, like I said, Dr. Chestnut. We have Dr. Federley and Longyear, who
amazing.
Yes,
every time.
We have people from our research department speaking. Unfortunately, Dr. Sullivan won't be available, but she's sending in two people that'll fill in the place. Mark Ellis, who's an alumni.
Amazing.
Yep. So we have some good ones this year. The schedule should be posted soon. I'm still waiting on some of the titles from the docs. So moving a little slow, but we're getting there. But hopefully, registration is open, so make sure you're going online and registering.
Yeah, before the price jump
goes up.
Before the price jump, and also before the date of the event, which is a little bit higher.
Yeah,
understandable.
Yeah.
Well, Kathy, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for all these 22 years of dedication and loving on the alumni and making sure that we got all of our ducks in a row so that we can keep our licenses. That's really nice.
It's my pleasure.
Your department has always been such a pleasure to work with and just absolute joy. So thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. And we'll see you guys on the next episode of Living Life at LifeU. If you need some CE credits, make sure you go to life.edu to register for this event, or Life Vision Extravaganza.life.edu.
Yep. Or you can call the Postgrad Department. We're always willing to help.
Well, we'll see you very soon. I hope that we can see you at Life Vision Extravaganza. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.